There was an urgency there. There was sort of a thing where it was like, okay, we can't just sit around and hope that we're going to be better against a better schedule. No, they said, we're going to have a tougher schedule. We're going to need to make some additions here.
I'm just sick of the schedule talk, so I bothered to look up who the Patriots' opponents are next year. And I know that this is obviously difficult, much more difficult than it is this year. The names are still astonishing. The Patriots could play between 8 and 11 games next season from playoff teams this year. Again, more than half their schedule could consist, especially if they finish in first place, of playoff teams from this year. Here are the home games: Bills, Broncos, Packers, Dolphins, Vikings, Jets, Raiders, and then probably the first place team in the AFC North. That's at home. Here's the road: Bills, Bears, Lions, Chiefs, Chargers, Dolphins, Jets, an AFC South team. Let's just say Houston or the Jags. And then an NFC West team, Seattle or San Francisco or the Rams, all on the road. So the next time anyone wants to bring up to you, oh my God, the Patriots schedule is so easy. Yeah. And I've said this before, it's context. It's not the cause for this season. Next year, though, you're not going to hear about an easy schedule. That is going to be brutal.
Well, yeah, the schedule is going to get harder. That's Andrew Callahan of the Boston Herald discussing next season for the New England Patriots. It'll be year 2 of Mike Vrabel going into second year with a great quarterback, something he never really had in Tennessee. He didn't have that. He does have that now, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't like that schedule from a traveling standpoint. Oof, brutal. This year was easy from traveling, I'm saying. But, like, for people that's going to hold it against them for not having a tough schedule this year, then you better give them some leeway next year if it's so much tougher. And you're glad they're going to play tougher teams. There's a lot of 3 and 4 loss teams in that list he gave you. It's a pretty good schedule. That's brutal. That's a brutal schedule if those teams are good.
So
if they maintain. But, like, things change. Every year's different.
The Titans in 2020 went 11-5, right? It was kind of their arrival type of year. And record-wise, even though it was the third season of Mike Vrabel, it was how do they build on going from a team in 2020 that they ended up losing in the wild card after they had lost the previous year in 2019 in the conference title game. And so what did they do? What did they do to get back knowing that the schedule was going to get tougher? They went out and they added, is what they did. They added Julio Jones in 2021. It was not the same Julio Jones that you saw in his prime with the Atlanta Falcons.
It's all right.
But it made them different in that they had A.J. Brown and Julio Jones on the field. What? Do you think that was good? Do you think that was helpful?
Those series, like, why is this guy our quarterback? Imagine if we had a good quarterback. That whole team, that offense, imagine if we had a good quarterback.
Julio Jones only had 31 catches, but he played in 10 games, and that obviously changes what you have to defend against.
Yeah, I'd worry about him still. Absolutely. I remember when they first signed him and he's doing those footwork drills through that ladder on the side of one of the workout fields. I'm like, holy crap.
Gave them more potential, offensively speaking. Defensively, they added big. They went out in free agency, and they got Bud Dupree. They added him.
Pittsburgh, yep.
They added Jack Rabbit Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins comes in. They add him in free agency. They added a corner with their first-round pick. They added Autry, their defensive lineman, through free agency. They made free agency acquisitions, including Julio. Oh, they actually traded for Julio Jones. They traded for Julio Jones. They had 3 pickups in free agency, and they used their first-round pick on a corner to make their defense better.
Jeffrey Simmons is already there, too, right? He's about his rookie year there.
In 2021?
Second year, yeah.
And so their defense got better. They got off the field on third down. They made more stops. They added to their offense, even though it was a run-heavy offense. They went out and said, well, this is something we got to build on. And they made moves. And you know what they did? They then came back and went 12-5 and were number 1 in the AFC when their schedule got more difficult. The strength of schedule in 2020 Combined record. I lost it. Damn it, I lost it. I think they were 13th in strength of schedule is where they ranked. 13th that year.
13th, yes.
Yes, okay, middle of the pack, strength of schedule. And then they knew the schedule was going to get more difficult. And if you look at who they beat in 2021, they beat ridiculously good teams the entire year. They beat the Bills when they were good. They beat the Rams that year with a great record. They beat the Chiefs, who finished 12-5 that year. They beat the Colts, who I think were 11-6 that year. They beat all these teams that had double-digit wins. There was an urgency there. There was sort of a thing where it was like, okay, we can't just sit around and hope that we're going to be better against a better schedule. No, they said, we're going to have a tougher schedule. We're going to need to make some additions here. 3 acquisitions on defense. They had a receiver and a big name, even though it didn't pan out, I think, the way they really wanted it to, in Julio Jones.
Still, you took a shot.
They took a
like
shot.
Us trying to get AB. Same thing. You try and make it work with a veteran that knows the game, that still you hope has some left in the tank. And, again, you got to adjust for it. You got to – when AB was there that second game, he got all the coverage down in Miami. Safety followed him. Corner followed him. They doubled him. They still couldn't stop him.
Not to mention, they lost their offensive coordinator. I don't know if you said that. Arthur Smith went to Atlanta.
And so they had an urgency to add, though. They did not just sit there and think, okay, we're here, we've arrived, we're cool, we're good. That's going to come from Vrabel. It's an encouraging sign if you look at those 2 seasons back-to-back.
Where Bill kind of went the other way.
They knew the schedule was getting more difficult. It got a whole hell of a lot more difficult, and they beat good teams the entire way. They were the number 1 seed in 2021.
Yeah.
They were number 1 seed. They blew it in the playoffs, but they still had a great regular season.
Well, that 21 season, Zoe, goes in line with what like history shows you with these free agent classes. You spend a ton of money, you get a bump in that first year, and then that second year you fall back down to earth if you don't continue to add to it. Now, one of the outliers, by the way, is the Bills, because if you have the franchise quarterback, that kind of masks some things as well. But yeah, you have to stay aggressive, especially on the rookie contract. You can't just sit back and say, all right, no, this is kind of who we are now with this program. Absolutely.
It's like 14. We went out and got Brandon LaFell, Browner, and Rivas.
Yeah.
But they weren't here for long. You go and you win, and you get new guys after that. You're right. That's what happens with the older aging veterans. Bring them in for the big money 1 year, and then the way you work it, do the extension, you have some dead money in 2 years, and that's about it. You're done.
So again,
load up.
2026 away. Bills, Bears, Lions, Chiefs, Dolphins, Jets, Chargers, Jags, Rams. There are 2 trips to L.A. in there for you, Zoe. 2 times.
Make me puke.
I wonder if they put those ones back to back.
I think they usually do, don't they?
Sometimes.
Hopefully.
Sometimes they're able to do
In
it.
2020.
Lions. Thanksgiving Day. Interesting.
I'm all set with that. It's
You
coming.
sure?
Yeah, it's coming.
Lions, Thanksgiving Day, Chiefs,
Lions.
Christmas Day. There you go, Zoe.
Why don't you circle one
yeah.
and put it? Why don't you circle one and put it in Brazil?
Yes.
Why don't you kick me in the nuts and put one in Brazil?
Christmas. Yeah, and I think, let's see, Jags are on there. Maybe they'll go to London.
I don't mind that one.
It's frequent flyer miles for you,
So
Zoe.
he doesn't mind London. He would rather go to London than go to L.A., I think.
I would.
Yeah.
Totally. 100%.
Yeah.
Better city.
Could Lions Pats on Thanksgiving be a Brady game?
Oh, even better. I mean, it will be a Brady game, mostly. Doesn't Fox pretty much? Oh, no, because they both
I think
NFC
Cowboys,
and they
right?
rotate. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
no, he's gonna have the Cowboys
Well,
next
it's
year.
number 1 power ranking now. Should get him. You know?
Yeah, probably not. Brady's probably going to Dallas. Oh, I could see it now, Zoe. Thanksgiving in Detroit. Motor City. Restore the roar.
Shut up, Milken. You laughing at?
So just something to think about next year that maybe Mike Vrabel knows from his previous experience that you can't just stop being aggressive.
You know that would be.
Don't
bad.
fall into that trap that a lot of teams do, which is they add, they get better, and then they don't account. He's going to account. I got faith in him.
I like that schedule. I don't like that. Plus,
Yeah,
like
no, it's
Detroit's one of the best food setups in the league at halftime. Like that's.
Oh, well, that's important.